God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Come on in, Facebook. Come on in, Facebook. This is Apostle Dr. Sylvester Paul Brinson III and the Brinson Connection. Well, we're back. We're back online. We're back online. We've been off Facebook for about 2.5 years. We've decided that, well, it's time to get back on and share with you, my Facebook family. We had decided to come on every Monday night. We said every Monday night, Mondays at 7 o'clock. Mondays at 7 o'clock. I don't know what happened. I was on Monday last night at 7. I thought I was saying something. I left the stuff and then I finished it and saved it and then I couldn't find it on Facebook. I'm like, all that stuff God gave me to share, I don't know what happened to it. I lost it somewhere. So I'm back again on the day. I'm determined. This little message that I had, Apostle Miles, wow, I just wanted to get it out. So I said, well, I'll get to my other office. So God has been 3 offices. So I'm coming to you from my office at Monument of Faith Evangelistic Church. God has blessed me with the COO here and also Vice President Provost of the Richard Daniel Hinton University. So I'm coming to you from my office here at Monument of Faith Church, the Richard Daniel Hinton University today. So I want to share with you. What God gave me. And then every week, my goal is every week on Mondays at 7 o'clock in the evening to be on Facebook with my family to share just bits and pieces, keep you going, keep us refreshed. And so right now, if you would do me a favor, if you hit your share button, then just share. Get me back. I got to get back into the loop because normally by this time I have so many people watching, but I got to be, you've been gone for a while and off for a while. It's going to take a week or 2 or 3 to get you back acclimated. So if you would help me get the word out that Apostle Dr. Sylvester Paul Brinson III is back on with the Brinson Connection, sharing the word, giving thoughts, motivation, and empowerment. Amen. And so we're so glad for you. So right there, if some of y'all just hit your share button, give me some thumbs up and some likes to let me know you're on. I was wondering on yesterday when I was on talking, nobody never came on. I'm like, that's strange. So I don't know where that went. But anyway, here we go again. I have been just so excited about what God is doing and thinking. And as I've been sharing with a lot of our ministries, God has blessed us, the Apostolic Company Empowerment Network. We are humbled to serve as its governing apostle. We have, about 125 ministries that's a part of our collaborative network. We have about 25 chief apostles, which have churches and ministries under them as well. And God has blessed us with our accreditation to have in our Kingdom Consortium of Bible colleges and seminaries and schools of ministry, we have a consortium of 50 schools plus. So if you're looking to put together a school of ministry, you need to get in contact with me. Get in contact with me. We are the most going to church, studying the word, getting no credit. Some of y'all been in the word and studying workshops and seminars. We need to be able to give you credit. You should be able to begin to get certificates and diplomas and also degrees for studying God's word. Why not? Why not? And so if you're interested, you're a pastor, an apostle, a leader, or you may not have a church, you may have a fellowship, a ministry, an organization, and you want to set up and get your school accredited to teach and train, then you need to get in contact with me. And so we can get that taken care of. Not only that, those of you that are looking for network and fellowship, get in contact with me. You need to be with a person that needs to be, you need an overseer. You need to be connected. You need a spiritual mentor, spiritual father, spiritual friend. You need to network with other ministries. Get in contact with me. We would love to have you be a part. We don't have no big fees in ministry and all that kind of stuff. We just network and motivate with each other. So I want to thank you all for coming in. And so I want to share with you what God has given me. I just want to, Sister Michella, I just bless you. Long time no seen. You will know, Sister Michella, we grew up at Monument together. Ha ha, I missed you at the home coming service, but we'll see you in the future. All of those who are on, you might want to hit your share button. I want to talk about just for a little while. Just for the little while, I want to talk about the power of preparation and sustainability. The power of preparation and sustainability. I want you to share with you from Genesis chapter 39. Chapter 39, that's the story of Joseph. The study of Joseph. Hey, Emmanuel, my nephew. Bless you, man. God love you. The power of preparation and sustainability. In the text of Genesis chapter 39, around verse 2 or 3, it says, God was with Joseph, and the Lord prospered his hand. Or God was with Joseph, and the Lord prospered his hand, that he prospered, so that he prospered. God prospered Joseph and what he wanted to do and what he did. God prospered him, and then he sustained him. God is always preparing us for our next move. Did you know that? Whatever you're going through, thank you. God bless you, my spiritual son, Apostle Edwards, Anthony Edwards, Chief Apostle. God bless you. God is always preparing us for our next. And sometimes we get confused and frustrated by the challenges and vicissitudes of life and what we go through. Sometimes we don't understand it, but I want you to know today, all of you, my Facebook family, cousin Pickney, all the way from Dallas, Texas, God bless you as well. I want you to understand and know that whatever you are going through, the good, the bad, and the ugly, that is a part of a process that gives you and moves you towards your purpose and destiny, because God, like I said before, is always preparing us for our next move. What is your next move? Where are you now? Where have you come? How far have you come? Where do you sit? Where do you stand? Some of you are retired only to be refired to move into another level. Some of you are between jobs. Some of you are in the middle of relationships. What is your next move? What is the next move? Some of us, we're stuck. We're stuck in the stupidity and the frustrations of our experiences, rather not understanding that some kind of a way, whatever we're in a process of preparation for what God is doing to expand us and what we do. And not only does God expand you, but when God expands you, he also sustains you and give you sustainability and sustenance on your way and on your journey. God was with, and the Lord was with Joseph, and the Lord prospered his hand in that which he did. That was very important to me as I think about my life and what I've been in and what I'm doing. Sometimes people say, well, Brinson, how you do this and you do that? And how do you get that done? And how you do that done? When God gives you an anointing, gives you insight, and he gives you an assignment, he will give you the sustenance, how to sustain, how to strengthen. And sometimes what it takes people 5 or 6 months to do because of your creative genius, because of your gift and call to purpose, you're able to do in a day, a week, or 30 days, a month. And so therefore, don't allow the haters of life to look at you negatively, because now that you on board, things seems to be moving fast, or they'll slow you down and say, well, you're moving too fast for me. That's for them. You moving too fast for them. But no, you moving at the proper cadence of what God has called you to do because of who you are and your purpose. Do not allow people to get you confused or make you second guess your purpose, your destiny, your insight, your experience, where you are, where you've been, and where you are going. Because sometimes your cadence and your gait and your style and what God has want you to do and the price you pay does not equal to the price they are even paying. Y'all got me on that one? Y'all got me on that? When people say slow down, you want me to slow down for you and your experience? You want me to slow down for how you see me? Or do I need to keep a cadence of what God has called me, my purpose, my destiny? An Old Testament narrative, God says to the prophet, before the foundation of the world, I knew you. I knew you. And in your mother's womb, I sanctified you to be a prophet. Now, when you come out to be, I'm going to help you to become. So a lot of people want you to become before you be. They hold up this, well, you ain't this, you're not that, you're not this, you want that. So they're into becoming, but you got to be to become. See, it's B-E-C-O-M-E. Be and then come. Come to be what you call to be. So you have to be a being in something to become something. Jesus says to his disciples as he walks along the seashore, follow me, be, and then I will make you to become fishers of men. You cannot become fishers of men until you be a fisher. So you cannot be whatever. God's called you to be minister, a counselor, a father, a friend. You got to be it first. And in being it, you learn more about it. You expand your knowledge by the activity of your experience. I'm talking about today the power of preparation and sustainability. So look at the text. Just, I don't want to be here too long, Pastor Elder V. I just want to mess with you just a little bit and just get you going. And some of you, my preachers, I know you take the sermon. Don't tell nobody where you got it from. Just tell them the Lord showed it to you. You got it. And I want to take a look at Joseph. So here Joseph goes. Let's look at Joseph and his preparation, the power of preparation. He's in the pit. Well, because of whatever the situation, he's got negotiating with his brothers. He's got to deal with 3 different women, his mother, his daddy married to 2 women. And then they're 2 concubines, 4 women. And then his mother died when he's young. His daddy then makes him a coat of many colors, so to make his brothers jealous. So sometimes you find yourself in stuff because of what your mom and your daddy did. You find yourself being lied on and hated, and you ain't do nothing, because of family issues. So the daddy made him a coat of many colors. He pranced around there. Now the brother got some dreams going on. And looked like he ain't woke up. He told his dream once, twice. They got mad at him. So, somebody mad at you. Why you keep on? Why you want to come on, bro, Joe? Then he going to come on with some more dreams. So they hated him yet the more. Now his father goes send him to go check on him, so he decided to put on his coat of many colors because, Joseph was a snoop. His daddy used him to tell on his brothers, so they didn't like him because he was always a tattletale. Hey, sometimes you have brothers and sisters who spoil, so they kind of, act different and get treated different. So sometimes your environment, your DNA, your family issues get you in certain situations. My brother, Bishop, Your Grace Vincent Monday, and God bless you, man of God, over there in Columbus, Ohio. But see, now as we look at it, Sister Lillian Wilson, we may understand that he found himself in a pit, stripped of his identity given to him by his daddy and his experiences, but yet didn't really understand that God was in the process of preparation. Because the preparation, I like all these P's, preparation to go to Potiphar's house, to go to prison, then to see Pharaoh. 4 processes, 4 situations. So what happens? His cousins, his brothers sell him to his cousins, the Midianites, who takes him all the way to a different culture. Sometimes God has to move you and relocate you geographically and among other ethnicities and other cultures to get you in process based upon your preparation of where he want to take you based upon purpose and destiny. What's your purpose? Why are you here? Destiny is calling you. Come on. So you got to take your present, forget your past, say bye to your yesterday, dialogue with your today, which will become your tomorrow, because tomorrow is what you did for your today. And look forward to where God is calling you to become, because that is what you are destined and called to be. So therefore, as you figure all that out later, you can play it over and over. So Joseph now, through the power of the sovereignty of God, is sold to the Ishmaelites, which are slave traders, that he ends up down in Egypt. Now let's backtrack now. See, because his brothers and sisters meant it for evil, God meant it for good. God knew in all of his knowledge and his foreknowledge that Joseph had to end up being prime minister of Egypt, not only to save his family, but to save the world from a famine. So now let's backtrack. Some of you all are frustrated where you are, but do you know God is ahead of you, Apostle Virgil Jones? God is ahead of you. He's ahead of you. Looking, he didn't been through where you got to go. He stands on the other end of your finish line saying, come, 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 come. Peter had to what? Walk on the water. Now, we always talk about, Peter, he got on the water and he sunk. But guess what? He walked the water, did he not? And then he walked back with Jesus on the water. So we forgot the fact that he walked the water before he started sinking. And when he started sinking, he didn't get sunk. And then he had the privilege to walk back on the water to the boat. The other disciples didn't. So sometimes God will give you the privilege to walk, fall, stumble, get up, and then walk back to purpose that other folks don't even get that experience. So what does it? I'm sure all the disciples, Peter could say this. Y'all can laugh at me for looking at the waves and almost sinking, but guess what? None of y'all experienced what it felt like to walk on water. Nah, no. Who else? Who else of the disciples could say, I walked on water? So sometimes you have your experience in life. Other people can't match your experiences because part of your uniqueness in your experiences is God is preparing you for something that they cannot do and will never do, because the preparation process is unique to your assignment. Always remember that. Remember, the preparation process is unique to your assignment. And when your assignment during your season moves to the next season, God will always intervene with something negative or positive to wake you up, to move you forward. Or to put you to sleep to move you forward. That's what he did to Adam, put him to sleep to give him another woman. Oh, Branson, there you go. Well, hey, I'm told you, I've given you something to think about. So here we go. So Joseph is at Potiphar's house. He goes down on the slave trade. Potiphar's wife, y'all see all these stories, extra biblical material. Ooh, that's a nice young man, fine little something. But Joseph is smart and intelligent. So he is bought as a slave to Potiphar's house. Now, if God is in process, note the preparation process. The preparation process is, I'm going to be prime minister one day, so I'm going to set you in a place. I'm going to put you in Potiphar's house, which is one of the generals of the military. Because one day you are going to be the prime minister, so you've got to always understand military protocols. So I'm testing you. Sometimes you need to look at where you are and then look back from where you came and then look at what God has promoted you. And you say, even though sometimes it hurt and I was confused, if I had not went through this, I wouldn't be prepared for that. So God always knows what he's doing. The power of preparation and sustainability. So God puts him in Potiphar's house, who is one of the captains of the guard. And he becomes educated and trained to the point that he becomes the steward. Now, wait a minute. Joseph becomes the head steward of Potiphar's house, so he knows how to manage finance, economics. He put him with a rich man that understood money and finance. Why? Because one day Joseph is going to be prime minister, and he's got to already have gone somewhere to understand money and finance on a larger scale, not Happy Meals from McDonald's and all that kind of stuff. I'm contemporizing a story of yesterday. So here Joseph sits in Potiphar's house. He learns the rules and regulations of coming and going and how to manage a house, how to supervise other slave brothers and sisters. Sometimes, when you got people, you ain't no better than me. You got to go through these psychological, sociological issues and take hits from people who are close or want to be close. So you got to know how to navigate personality people, all kind of personalities, people with issues and frustrations. You got to learn how to not take it personal. So Joseph had to manage a whole house with all different kinds of people, slaves and others that was there before he was. Oh, hey, Dr. Tony Akers, God bless you. And so he had to manage all of those kinds of people and yet at the same time become a friend of Potiphar. So if he become the steward of Potiphar's house, that means Potiphar had developed a relationship. So here Joseph in the preparation process, the preparation process, the PP, of preparing himself to be what? Pharaoh's prime minister, another PP. God prepares him in the process. So I would just wager with you that in order to become a steward of a man, a general's house, he got to trust you. I'm sure sometime he came home and left. So how was your day? And the general will come home and say, Joseph, sit down, man. Let me tell you what happened today. Man, I had this captain, this is lieutenant. We had to go do this. We had to go this. We was over there and doing this. We was caught up in the theater doing this, this, and this. So Joe, hey, man, well, yeah. So they got to talking. So here Joseph learns the protocols of military strategy. He learns all the protocols. He learns how to manage a house. He learns how to deal with economics and development, deal with the bankers. He learned how to purchase and buy and sell and coordinate. That was preparation. And the sustainability in the preparation process is that I'm sure Brother Joseph, he had a room. I'm getting poor reception now. He had a room. Joseph had a room. Probably his room was better than all the other people that worked. So sustainability, he could eat first. He'd have to wait in line to get his dinner. There was other protocols, things, sometimes when you're in position, you give other props and perks that other folk don't get. That's part of your sustainability. God don't put you in the process and put you in places of responsibility and then treat you like you're nobody. Brother Snurley, Pastor Snurley Simpson, is that you, man of God? I remember, thank you. When I was young, about 20 years ago, I used to come over to the West Side and preach for you. Man, I honor you, man of God. I honor you as a general in the church. Well, let me go back. And so here, God will put you in a position and then give you sustainable income, sustainable food. You don't have to dress like everybody else dressed. You learn how to get your swag on. Sometimes people don't even match and look like what they are. God said, no. You the chief steward in Pharaoh's house, in Potiphar's house. You need to look like who you are. Some of us need to stop faking and trying to look down and dumb down our look. Your look needs to match what's in your mind. Nah, as a person they think, so are they. Stop looking all drabby. Put your stuff on. Put your bling on. Put whatever you got. If you somebody, act like you somebody, dress like, go change your wardrobe. Don't be all acting all po if you rich in certain things. Allow God to give you and trust you to sustain you. If you are this and that, don't be driving no broke down car. Say, God, hey, how I'm going to be driving a broke down car and I'm supposed to be representing. You got to help me in my finances. You got to help me get myself together. So the sustainability of Joseph, while in Potiphar's house, cousin Sidney, God bless you, way down in Augusta, Georgia, just in his house. So you remember in the power of preparation, the preparation of your process comes with sustainability perks that you have as a right. So don't let people try to put you down, talk you down. No. Because of who I am and what I'm doing, I have certain perks of sustainability. Sustain me. So therefore, now when that season is over, he gets lied on. He gets accused of sexual assault by Potiphar's wife. So now he's thrown in prison. Oh, man of God, how you going to be in prison? No, wait, now that the power of preparation was your next. Remember I said God is always preparing us for our next, because Potiphar understood it was in Potiphar's house that the text said, and the Lord was with Joseph, and the Lord prospered his hand, and whatever he put his hands on, he prospered in Potiphar's house. So now, Joseph, you have a skill of whatever you touch. So I'm going to send you to prison because I want you to take your skill and touch that. Because, in prison, everybody go to prison from all over, all walks of life. So now remember, you're going to be prime minister of Egypt. So, now when there's going to be 7 years of famine. Okay? Apostle Max Swain, Bishop Your Grace. There's going to be Cleon Pharaoh. All right. There's going to be 12 years of famine. 7 years of famine, and you got to do, so you're going to have scam artists, tricky dick, sneaky people, smiling and lying and carrying on. So I got to send you to prison for 7 years so you can get familiar with those kind of personality. They smile in your face. They don't want to take your back. So I need you. Some of y'all so saved and so holy, roly, moly, poly. You always, God trying to use you and your head get bumped. because you don't even have no street sense sometimes. Certain things, sometimes God put you in, you need to have some street sense. You need to have some people sense. You need to know that everybody that smiled on you, you need to know that people will lie on you, not only behind your back, they'll lie in your face. And then there you want to argue about it. You got to understand there are all kinds of people in life. So you don't need to get yourself shot up and killed up because you want to be somebody and trying to do what God said. No, sometimes you need to know how to back down, when to say what to say, when not to say what to say, because you know you dealing with your peeps, you dealing with other peeps, you dealing with other ethnic groups. You understand different cultures act different ways. They have different slangs. They have different ways they talk and communicate. So I'm going to send you to prison because in prison, you're going to see you're going to see a cross section of people. And then you're going to be sleeping and talking and eating with the con artists that you're going to experience when you become prime minister. Because anytime there's some new money, you got con artists. Some of y'all getting calls now. You know? Okay, somehow you start giving away this. Well, they told me to come. They know they lying. They ain't. No, because you got some that people will always find you when you have something that they want. And sometimes they'll con you out of it. So you got to do. So now you're going to be prime minister over Egypt and over other kings and leaders, and you got to dispensate the process. So I'm going to put you in training with humanity to learn them. Now, that's all. Now, wait a minute. Now, because you're going to be prime minister, you're going to need to know how to get along with other people with royalty. See, there's a difference in being a leader, and then there's a difference in being a leader of leaders. You know? I'm a politician, okay, but when you get in Congress, become a senator and stuff, and get to Washington to go down there, where it's a whole different story. It's a whole different story. You know, you can say, well, I know the brother, he a fireman, but I'm like, no, but until you become a fireman yourself and jump on you don't know. You have an idea. You see all these movies and all that, but until you walk in another person's shoes, you don't know. You don't understand. So I want to put you not only in the prisons now, because you have a gift. See, in the preparation process, Joseph had a gift, and that was seeing dreams. He was a dreamer, but he had to work on his interpretation of dreams. Some people can dream, but they can't write the vision and make it plain. Some people can dream, but they can't interpret nothing. They had a dream, but they don't know what it means. So Joseph, I want you to dream. I want you to understand dreams, and I want you to interpret dreams. Now, I'm not going to be funny, but a lot of times those people in prisons, they eat, sleep, and fart. They go to the bathroom, they eat, they go to their job, and they sleep a lot. So nothing comes to a sleeper but a dream. That's what they tell me. So he had all these people in prison having dreams. They would come by his bunk and say, Joseph, I had a dream. Had a dream. So Joseph is interpreting dreams. So what's happening, God is putting him in preparation to hone up on his skill of interpreting dreams. I want you to be able to interpret dreams. Look at this. I want you to be able to be a leader of leaders, to administrate, understand economic development, be sensitive to military protocols, learn how to deal with folk and not take it personal. People lie on you, but yet still be a human person, have issues as well. So now he gets in to move into the honor dorm, where now he's not even in the prison like everybody else. He stays with the warden at the warden's house. So now he in the upper class of the prison. Prison got pecking orders. So now, when the president, when the governor or big politicians go to prison, they don't go in prison where the street people are. They have different levels. So now Joseph is moved up. He's up there with the warden, and now he's coming and going and relating to political prisoners. So why? Because in the political prisons, you got a cross section of all kind of people in the middle upper class. They think different from the lower class, think different from the middle. These rich folk, because if you're going to be the prime minister of Egypt, you got to learn how to deal with rich folks as well as poor folks and middle class folk, because you got to disperse the finances and the goods of a kingdom. So he gets a chance to relate to. That's why when he came in, he said, what's wrong with your counselor, to the butler and the baker? What's wrong with you, my brother? You looking bad. He's learning how to discern spirits of personality. Some of us, we walk around the big wigs. We don't have no sense of discerning. People be mad, upset, and frustrated. You be like, what's wrong with you? They say nothing, and then you believe that. You believe that. You believe that. The higher you go, the more you got to check your balance of your wellness and wholeness in your mind, because the pressure and stress of life sometimes weighs different from other folk who just don't care. Well, it is what it is. How do I rearrange my environment and set up a process in the midst of where I am? So here we are. So now, here we are. So now finally what God does in the preparation, the power of preparation, is God begins to understand your personality and your purpose. And so what he does, he sums up your personality and purpose in what I call your personal scratch. You now have a scratch to a person's itch. So now Joseph becomes, he has a custom scratch. He can scratch to satisfy an itch. So who are you? Does your scratch satisfy the itches of life to put you in another situation? So only God has to do is, in his omniscient sovereignty, is set up an itch that matches your scratch. Oh, see, nah, you know what? You know how people used to do? They'd be like, hey, come over here, scratch my back right here. No, up, down, up. You scratch my itch and it makes better. So therefore, how many of you understand that sometimes your call and your purpose and your destiny is a scratch to somebody's itch? So God, the only thing God had to do was Pharaoh, is to set him up to have an itch. Use his gift. Why? To have a dream. So now Joseph, he didn't humdump on his energy drinks and his muscle. He know how to take a dream, hear a dream, interpret a dream. So the God has to see, what you have to understand is, if you work on what God called you to be and become, if you maximize out your potential and your gifts, God will always bring a person who needs you. Not wants you, no, they need you. They recognize that they need you, like the song, I need thee, oh, I need thee. No, they need you. And because of their need of you, you can give it to them because you already do that. Some of y'all can do it with your eyes closed. Well, how you do that? That ain't nothing, Branson. Man, I could, please. So God creates, in the power of his preparation, the capacity that Pharaoh has a dream and needs an interpreter. And so when you utilize your gifts and your capacity, people begin to understand you. They drop your name. Let them drop your name, because that's advertisement. So, the baker said, you can help a person and you promise them, okay, now when you get there, drop my name. They forget all about you. But when the scratch comes, the itch comes for the need to scratch, they remember. So, oh yeah, I remember I was in the prison and they interpret. Oh, so suddenly you remember, because Pharaoh got a dream and it's urgent. So now somebody can resource by recommending you, because you was on your key, you was on your dime, you was on your money before. So now you got clout. They understand you are the man, you are the woman, you are the person for this, from their experiences. And so now Joseph is called before Pharaoh. Another culture, God sets you up in another culture after you participate. So no time to be all deep now. Joseph, Joseph, you getting ready to go before Egypt. You going before Pharaoh. But you know what, Joseph? I'm sorry, but you got to shave your head to have a little ponytail. Joseph, man, you crazy. What? I'm a Jew. I don't shave my hair. No, you got to shave your hair all the way off to have a little ponytail. Then you got to put on this little skirt thing. Joseph, man, I'm a man. Well, I look like wearing some little skirt and put some little stuff on. Put some eye. But I ain't. No, look, Joseph, you got to look the part for where you getting ready to go. So some of y'all need to take your little raggedy suits off, or your little raggedy little stuff. Sometimes you might, my car is all raggedy and dirty. Well, rent one. Rent a car for a week. Because you got to make a connection. You got to get an interview, whatever. Go be driving up there with the muffler making a lot of noise. No, rent a car, borrow a car, get a Lyft or Uber. I don't care. No, you got to care. So Joseph was sensitive enough, and they dressed him to prepare him to stand before the king. See, everybody ain't equipped to stand before the king. People want to stand before the king, but they ain't equipped. You got to know what it costs to stand before the king or the queen, because when they call you into higher levels of echelon, you better know how to dress. Esther was that. Esther knew I got to go before the king, and I got to, y'all pray for me. Y'all, so there's some prayer. I got to dress up and look cute or whatever. Whatever you got to do, you better do, because that's part of God giving you wisdom, and he'll give you wisdom how to do it. You don't have to compromise your principles. He'll expand upon your principles, the power of preparation. So what happens? What happened? Joseph goes before Pharaoh. He tells him the dream. He becomes prime minister. But yet he's still dealing with some issues. He's still dealing with some hurts and some wounds. So God has to sustain. See, some people get positions, promotions, and they're doing good, but sometimes their mental, they get mental fatigue because they yesterday start coming up before them, and they can't function in their today based upon where they've been on yesterday. So therefore, you got to understand then that, yes, I hear noise in my background. Yeah, they understand that yesterday is part of the process, because now I've got to understand that I've been hurt. I was brought here unjustly. I've been in prison 14 years. I was lied on and I was faulted. No, that was still in his mind. But God said, now that I've given you the power and I prepared you for your purpose, for your today, I got to sustain you. I got to deal with your mind. I have to give you peace, because you got all the tools now. Some of us, we have all the tools that we need. We're in a position, but we struggle with our mental health. We struggle with our health and our wellness. We have health and wellness issues, even in the position that God has given us. Let me say one thing to you to encourage you. You need to be faithful to your call and purpose, because God, if he moved you in his power, prepared you. As the songwriter said, Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, and with thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. So the preparation of the sanctuary of your purpose comes with perks of sustainability. So the first thing, what God do, he uses, so you got to also be careful. People want you for stuff. They want you for stuff. They need you for stuff, but sometimes they don't value what you're worth. The only thing they know is you bad. The only thing they know you can do it, and they'll use you. Oh, yes, they will. I know what I'm talking about. They'll use you. They'll use you. They will abuse you based upon what you are and take advantage of what you are. But see, when God really start connecting you right, he makes sure that the people that need you, he makes sure that the people's itch that you scratch is integrous enough to do with you what they ought to do. So the first thing Potiphar did, not Potiphar, the first thing Pharaoh did is say, okay, I'm put a ring around you. I put a chain around your neck, a ring on your finger. I'm going to give you some teeth and put you in a chariot. Hey, you can't drive no hoopty now. You got to change your chariot. Your nails got to be, because I got a ring around your finger, so you can't have jacked up nails and all raggedy hands. You got a ring around your finger, you got a chain around your neck. So I got to make sure if you're a man, your beard is, you got it together. If you're a sister, you got your butter whip, you got your little stuff on. I'm going to change your appearance. I'm going to put on a robe. I'm going to change your outfits and stuff to match what you are. So now you got to walk different, talk different, look different, act different. But I know you still have a need. So the first thing, get this, my brothers, get this, my sisters. Now, this may be controversial. The first thing after that Potiphar did was to make sure he had a woman. Oh, wait a minute. How you gonna be the prime minister and you a brother, you ain't got no sister to comfort you? Well, how you a sister, you ain't got no brother to love on you? Oh, that's a mismatch. Somebody, I ain't talking about those of you that have the gift of singleness. I'm talking about those of you that, I hear you. I see y'all. Somebody hit the love button. Hit the love button. You need some love. Hit the love button. Hit the heart. Hit the heart. Somebody hit share button. Hit the share button. Somebody else need to hear this. God will give you companionship that's relatable to your purpose. I said God will give you companionship that's relatable to your purpose. Just not any companion. No. So Pharaoh, he goes to the prince, the prince, to the high priest and say, you got a fine daughter. And I need her to come on in, and I need Joseph to have a woman, a beautiful woman, but I need her in her beauty to be a representative of her inner beauty, because I need her to be a spiritual woman, because he may not have had the same relationship or religion or belief system that Joseph, but he knew one thing, that Joseph was a spiritual man. So because Joseph was a spiritual man, he made sure that Joseph was given a woman to marry who was spiritual. She was the high priest's daughter. She was a priestess. That means she understood the nature of the spiritual. She might not have been the same denomination or the same religion, but she was spiritual enough to understand Joseph's spirituality. See, that's called sustainability. God will always put you with some people that think like you. He will always help you find your tribe. He's always concerned about your mental, physical, and spiritual state. So some of y'all that's, jacked up, a little frustrated in your psychosocial dimension, just know, say, God, where's my perk? Where's my benefit? I'm doing you. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added. Where's my ad? I came for my benefit. I came for my perk, because it's a part of my process in my season, whatever season the time comes. So now Joseph, and I'm ending now, give me about 5 moments and I'm gonna be through, because I can't take it all. I don't want to take all your time. I'm just leaving you a little nugget. So Joseph, he marries this beautiful priestess, a spirituality companion, and out of that, he has fruitfulness of 2 sons. Now, in the nameability and the naming of his sons, he names his sons to reflect his experience. See, back in those days, in certain cultures, your name is reflective of who you are. Somebody need to hit the share button, hit the share button, hit the share button. Share this. Your name is reflective. What's in the name is reflective of people's experiences, your parents' experiences, people's hopes and desires. And so the first child comes out of relationship. See, God is sustaining Moses. I don't know why I keep saying Moses. That's probably I need to talk about next. Joseph. Now, Joseph, you're the prime minister. You're going through all these things, but you still got some issues about how you got to Egypt. You still remember when they stripped the robe and threw you in a pit naked and it was going to kill you. You still remember how your brothers hated you. You know how you can have a new house, a nice job, be doing well, and have a flashback of yesterday, and it'll throw you off. Hear a song or see a color remind you of a negative in your life, and it'll throw you for a day or two to get yourself back together. So Joseph, he's first son, he names his first son Manasseh. Manasseh. And so he's smiling now, man, I'm in Egypt now, I've gone through some things, you know what? So Manasseh, the meaning of Manasseh means God has caused me to forget. I'm forgetting my past, Brother Charles Davis. I'm forgetting my past. I'm forgetting my past. This fruit that I'm getting now, this fruit, the fulfillment of me being fruitful helps me because God has caused me to forget my past. That is what we call your Manasseh. The sustainability of God on your life in the midst of your preparation of process of upgrade, whatever you've gone through, divorce, situations, whatever he's connected you with now has caused you to forget your past. So that's your Manasseh. He says, my firstborn, I'm going to call it Manasseh because God has made me to forget my past. Then he has another son. And I'm fruitful twice. Now he says, I celebrated my life with a Manasseh, but I need an Ephraim. Ephraim means now I'm twice fulfilled. But in my Ephraim, that means that I am fruitful in the land of distress. I'm in another culture. I'm geographically removed from my people. I'm all out here by myself. I've been distressing for my loved ones, and I still got stress in my life and I got distress. I'm disconnected from my whatever, even though I forgot this and forgot that, I still remember, the greens and the cornbread that mama used to cook. I remember, even though, I like the songwriter, I had some good days and some bad days. And even though I had some bad days, some of them good days is coming. So I'm in a land of distress. I'm in a foreign country. How many of you sometimes feel foreign? Even though God has promoted you and expanded you, you still feel like a foreigner. When you go to work, you feel foreign. When you drive down a new neighborhood, well, you're the only one over here. So, but now that's your Ephraim. I'm twice fulfilled, and I'm fruitful in the land of distress. I recognize that where God has put me, I've been able to produce. I'm able to produce where God put me. It ain't where I want, it ain't where I like, but I can make the most out of a situation. So I am fruitful in the land of distress. That is called my Ephraim experience. So he walks around with the Manasseh experience and the Ephraim experience until he runs into legacy. See, legacy redefines. Legacy is the definition of purpose. Legacy, when you really walk and have dialogue with legacy, see, legacy is the old and young coming together. That's why in the last days he said, your sons and daughters shall prophesy, your handmaidens, your maidservants shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, your old men shall dream dreams. Why? Dreams plus visions equal legacy. You cannot have legacy. You can't move generational stuff without old and dialogue with young. You can't move generational stuff without young and dialogue with old. So when young folk don't want to dialogue with old, and old folk got issues with young, you messing up legacy. God walks in generations. He said, I'm the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's when you talk to me, I'm the God. I'm walking 3 generations. You ain't the only one that God used. You ain't the only one God talked to. You ain't the only one that had experience. Come on now. Who you think you are? Who are you? God said, look, all of me can't fit in all of you. That's why I tell people, stop lying. We tell this lie. We get up, especially in the black community, we got this big lie. If you make 1 step, he'll make 2. Oh, so big God got to make 2 steps to your little 1 step? I think not. No. You need to step because God has already stepped. When he stepped out on Calvary, he stepped. When he stepped out and said, let there be light, he stepped. God is already outstepped. If you make 1 step, he'll make 2. Where'd that come from? That is dumb. That's stupid. That's bad theology. Who taught you that? Where you learn that at? If you make 1 step, he'll make 2. No, God made a step, and you may have to make 20, 30, 40, 50 steps and still stepping to step up to what God has called you to be and become. Hello, somebody. Legacy gives full definition to purpose and destiny. So Joseph goes back to his daddy with a discussion of his 2 sons of Manasseh. He causes me to forget experience. And Ephraim, I'm fruitful in the land of my distress. And legacy, daddy says, hey, you've been living Manasseh, Ephraim, but let me tell you, my son, in order to fit into the legacy of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and me, Jacob, and I'm passing on the God to you, Joseph, your thought process is good, but it's backwards. So I got to crisscross my hands and change you from a Manasseh Ephraim experience to an Ephraim Manasseh experience. I want to end with this. Some of y'all out there celebrating in your preparation and your sustainability, your Manasseh Ephraim experience. And God said, no. I got to switch that over to an Ephraim Manasseh experience. See, you because I sustained you in your preparation process. You've looked at it in your own evaluation and said, oh, God made me to forget. And now because I forgot, I can be fruitful in the land of my distress. God said, no. That's your story. That's your story. History or his story says, no. This is what I'm going to do. I want you to be Ephraim Manasseh. I want you to understand that I made you fruitful in the land of your distress. In the midst of your vicissitudes, in the magnitude, listen to the two family, vicissitude. In the midst of your vicissitude, in the magnitude of my power, came in and changed your attitude and put you on a higher altitude. Even though sometimes you find yourself in solitude, but now you have a gratitude that it wasn't for the Lord on my side, where would I be? So Jacob, being a senior elder, understood the purpose and said, no, your name is, you cannot live in Manasseh, Ephraim. You got to live in Ephraim, Manasseh. The Lord has made you fruitful in the land of your distress. Wherever God put you, you bloom. You bloom where you were planted. And when you bloom where you were planted, and when you seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and all his righteousness and bloom where you planted, he causes you then to forget. He don't cause you to forget so that you can be bloom where you plant. No, you bloom where you plant, which the activity of your fruitfulness of blooming where you plant causes you to forget your yesterday. Well, I'm out. Pierre, I'm out. Apostles Preston, Cleon, oh, y'all, I'm out. I'm out. I want you to sow. I want to leave this information with you that God will set you up sometime in another culture, sometime in a geographical situation, sometime in another job market. He wants to know, can you participate in where he puts you? Can you have success within the process of where he puts you? Can you be and become where you be? That's Ebonics, bees, the Ebonics, the Beatitudes, beatitude. What attitude do you be at? The bee's attitude. What's your beatitude? What's your beatitude? What's your gratitude from your beatitude? Your beatitude shows me your gratitude in the midst of your vicissitudes, which changes your attitude to put you on a higher altitude to experience the magnitude when sometimes you get caught up in solitude. So now, as you get that and understand that God is always preparing us for our next move. As I close, my brothers and my sisters, what's the next move? Dream with me. What's the next move? Hear God. What's the still small voice? What is it that you hear? What is that you sense? What is your next? Well, Brinson, I feel, what, no, okay, that's good. I honor that. I celebrate your isness. I celebrate your isness, and I respect, and give condolences to your wasness. But isness must dialogue with wasness and tell it goodbye. Yeah. Forgetting those things that are behind and reach to those things that are before. Isness must talk to shall be to become future. God is always preparing us for our next move. It is the power of preparation and sustainability. God will sustain you as he prepares you. He will sustain you as he prepares you. So the Lord was with Joseph, and the Lord prospered his hand. And so it is. Well, I'm your host. This is the Brinson Connection. I am your host, Apostle Dr. Sylvester Paul Brinson III. Until next Monday. Today, we did it on Tuesday because we had technical difficulties. But every Monday at 7 o'clock, I want you to join me. Follow me. Hit your follow button. Hit your like button. Follow me so you'll be on. So next Monday at 7 o'clock, and I say, come on in, Facebook. Come on in, Facebook. Come on in. Chicago Central Standard Time. You'll be in. You'll be on. Looking for the next. Your presence motivates me and inspires me. I am humbled and sensitized that God has allowed me to come into your space, to challenge you, to motivate you, to inspire you. Whatever your call is, move and continue. Your purpose will not let you rest. Destiny calls through your purpose. And your seasons are there. Don't end up repeating seasons. Some of you all, God has called, and there's nothing you can do about it. Keep playing with God. You'll meet the fish. Ask Jonah. Don't want the fish. Don't want the fish. Don't want the fish. Seek ye first the kingdom. We have gone through, as members of the body of Christ, there's a season now, the post-pandemic season. God is looking for trustworthy persons that will carry his mission and his gospel. Gospel is good news, information in various ways. People are suffering from anxiety, all kinds of issues. Your mental, physical, spiritual is interrelated because you are a trilogy. You are a tripart person. You can't be physical without a mental, spiritual, social, economical, financial, relational. All of that moves and participates in that process. And so I want to thank you all for taking time out, watching me, listening to me. Share this, share it to your friends, share it to a group. And until next Monday at 7 o'clock. Those of you that want to get some of our teachings, we have about 175 teachings. Follow me on my channel, on my YouTube channel. Go to YouTube. YouTube, type in Dr. Sylvester Paul Brinson III and look at our videos, our teaching videos. Those of you who want to know some more about me, what is he doing? Who is he? Go to our website. Check our website out, www.thebrinsoninstitute, thebrinsoninstitute.com, www.thebrinsoninstitute.com. Some of you all have asked me that you would like to give to our ministry, Cash App, but $ Tabernacle 7, Tabernacle the number 7, Tabernacle the number 7. If you want to give, those who want to give a donation to our website, www.thebrinsoninstitute.com, go to the donation page and drop your donation there. I thank God for all our brothers and sisters over in Poland and Great Britain and Africa, all of you that in America and wherever our voice and face has been heard all over the world. May God bless you is my prayer. Until next time, peace.